Hey guys, I'm Ezzy from my weekly, and today we'll be taking a look at Hellfire Assault in Heroic Hellfire Citadel. These tactics also apply to the normal version. This encounter is pretty much a pure ad encounter with a mini boss at the start. Once she drops to 50%, she'll leave the encounter, leaving just the ads to deal with. The goal of this encounter is to use two big Hellfire cannons in the back of the room to blow down the door into the Citadel. The ads can be categorized into two sorts, the Orcs and the Siege weapons. The Siege weapons will attack your Hellfire cannons and can destroy them. When you kill a Siege weapon, it will drop ammo that you can pick up and bring to the Hellfire cannons to deal damage to the gate. When you pick up the ammo, it will deal a small amount of damage to you every second, but it will also increase your movement speed by 100% for 9 seconds. So you'll be able to move quickly to and from the cannons. Now, while the siege weapons are important, not all of them are an immediate threat. There are a few orcs that are a lot more of a danger to you, so let's go ahead and take a look at each of the orcs first. First off, there's the mini-boss Siege Master Martok. Her first ability, Howling Axe, will target random players. When her axe hits them, it will deal damage to anyone within 8 yards, requiring a slight spread. Her second ability is Shockwave. She will mark the ground with brown circles and send a shockwave that way, dealing damage. Simply move away from the marked ground to deal with this. Her final ability is Inspiring Presence, which is an aura that increases the damage done over time by ads near her. It's because of this ability that you'll want to get rid of the Siege Master as quickly as possible. The next orc you'll want to watch out for is the Gore-bound Fellcaster. The Fellcaster casts both Incinerate and Hellfire Volley, and both can and should be interrupted. When they get low on health, the Fellcaster will cast Metamorphosis, becoming a Gore-bound Terror. They constantly spam Hellfire Volley, which now does an increased amount of damage. You'll want to focus the terrors down and use healing cooldowns as needed. The Hulking Berserkers will be the ads that will hurt your tanks. They cast Slam, dealing physical damage and increasing damage taken by physical attacks by 30%, which stacks. When there are no terrors up, this definitely should be the priority for your DPS. If there aren't two Berserkers up, you can of course have the other tank taunt to reset the stacks on the tank. The Berserkers also have Cower, which will decrease your movement speed and deal a small amount of physical damage to anyone standing near the Berserker. You will also encounter the Iron Dragoons, which are just cannon fodder. Have your tank pick these up and just cleave these down as you're dealing with the other ads. The final non-siege ads you'll have to deal with are the Contracted Engineers. These will work a lot like the engineers from the Blast Furnace encounter in Blackrock Foundry. First off, they can repair the siege ads and should be interrupted when they do so. Their second ability is Conducted Shock Pulse, which is basically a chain lightning that stuns. While the stun can be dispelled, you're better off having a slight spread to reduce the chance of this jumping to more players. And then their final ability is Boom, and with this they will throw out bombs which you simply have to move away from. So let's talk about the siege weapons. There are 4 different ones in total. The Hellfire Crusher, the Hellfire Flame Belcher, the Hellfire Artillery, and the Hellfire Demolisher. When the Crusher and Artillery spawn, you need to get rid of them right away because they will both deal a lot of damage quickly to your Hellfire cannons. If they succeed in killing the cannons, it will be game over. The Crusher will deal damage to anyone standing near it. If you're in front of it, you'll quickly find death, as it will deal damage every half a second to anyone, as well as the Hellfire cannon in front of it. If you get close to it from the sides, it will breathe fire at you. The Flame Belcher will shoot out fire in every direction, and the fireballs that spawn will need to be dodged. Should you get hit by it, you'll take damage for about a third of your health bar, so really just dodge the fire, which is going to be a theme in a lot of fights here. The Demolisher will shoot mortars in an area, dealing a moderate amount of damage to anyone in that direction. After it shoots the mortars, it will shoot a second mortar in the targeted area, and this will deal a large amount of fire damage to anyone in that area, and the entire raid will take damage, but it'll decrease the further you are away from the point of impact. The Artillery will simply shoot at the Hellfire cannon, dealing a chunk of damage to anyone within 40 yards. As with all ad fights, there's plenty to deal with. Prioritize the Hellfire Crusher, the Hellfire Artillery, then the Gore-bound Brutes and the Gore-bound Terrors. Have a slight spread to deal with the various abilities, and use healing cooldowns as needed for the Terrors and Brutes. Don't forget to interrupt repair. And then finally, don't be afraid to bring the siege ammo to the cannon, as you'll be back in the fight quickly. If you like this raiding guide, please comment, subscribe and click on the like button to help us out. If you would like to keep up with when new videos come out but you don't have a YouTube account, you can also follow us on Twitter or Facebook at twitter.com/bmezzy or facebook.com/wowweekly. Also, be sure to check out our written content on our website wowweekly.net. For now, I'm Mezzy, and I'll see you again next time.